Shut up and sit down.
What's the story, Internet? Hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Hope you're enjoying the football so far. I am here with a preview for the 5 matches here on Sunday. So without further ado, let's just jump straight into it. So, first match of the day is Southampton versus Sheffield United. I feel sorry for poor Sheffield United, but I can see this being quite a hefty result for Southampton. They've been doing so well. Danny Ings is back fit. They'll want to get retribution for what happened against Manchester United, and then also for they want to carry the momentum that they had against Brighton. So yeah, I can see Southampton winning this quite handily, unfortunately. I do feel sorry for Sheffield United because they have the same players as last season. They just don't have the same clinicalness. They don't have the same nous. There's just something missing, and I can't figure out what it is. So hopefully they can turn it around, but it could already be too little too late with their solitary point at the bottom. On to Crystal Palace versus Tottenham. Crystal Palace will be riding high off of their 5-1 win against West Brom last week, but who'll be riding higher is Tottenham, because they won the North London Derby 2-0. They qualified for the Europa League. They're just on fire at the minute. So it should be an interesting match. Two rather attacking teams, very complementary styles. So I can see this being a very entertaining match, especially with the likes of Son and Kane and Zaha and Bale. I can see this being quite an entertaining match. So I still call Tottenham to win this match. But as long as they don't have that trouble that some Mourinho teams, as I saw at Manchester United, where they had that sort of complacency of like, oh, we're a Mourinho team, we're Tottenham, we're going to do this. That's the only trouble. So on to the next one, Fulham against Liverpool. It's going to be a drubbing from Liverpool, I think. Fulham, they lost to City last week. I mean, they did beat Leicester. They're a bit of a mixed bag at the moment, so I think that Liverpool are going to exploit that, and I think it's probably going to be a similar vein to City, maybe a 2-0, maybe even a 3-0. And I think that's all that can be said about the Craven Cottage match, unfortunately. Leicester City versus Brighton. Brighton have hit a bit of a rough patch ever since they lost to Manchester United. I mean, they performed valiantly against Liverpool 2 weeks ago, and they beat Aston Villa, but since then they lost to Southampton, which will be a bit of a kick in the teeth because, South Coast rivalry and all that. So Leicester will be buzzing after qualifying through the Europa League, beat Sheffield United last week, and Jamie Vardy assaulted a corner flag. But I think it's going to be Leicester's day. Brighton have the opportunity to surprise, as I mentioned with the Liverpool match, but I think Leicester are just going to be too compact for them to up for it. So I think it's going to be a tough day for the South Coasters. And then the final match of the weekend is Arsenal versus Burnley. Burnley, very hard team to break down. Arsenal having trouble scoring at the moment, unless they're in the Europa League. So if Arteta can convince them that they're playing Dundalk or they're playing Copenhagen or someone like that, then they might perform well. But they lost to Wolves, they lost to Spurs, they drew with Leeds, they lost to Villa. So not a good patch for Mikel Arteta at the moment. I think if it wasn't for his Europa League form, he could be in trouble. So this is almost not necessarily a must-win, but a probably should win, to give them hope going into the busy, hectic winter schedule. So don't count Arsenal out, but I think it's a tough one. Burnley is not a team that you want to have coming your way if you're in need of a win, because they can shut up shop very easily. So that's everything for the weekend's football. Just those 5 matches. Let's let you know what channels those are on. So we've got Southampton versus Sheffield United on NBCSN. Crystal Palace versus Tottenham, also on NBCSN, and then on Universo. Fulham versus Liverpool on NBCSN and Telemundo. Leicester City versus Brighton on Peacock, and Arsenal versus Burnley on NBCSN and Universo. I'm just going to do a quick roundup of A couple of other matches that I've noticed in the other leagues. So we have the Madrid Derby this weekend. So very interesting. Real Madrid will be up for it because they qualified through the group that they had the possibility of going to the Europa League or even further, not qualifying at all. So they'll be on fire. Atletico Madrid made it. They'll be on fire. If you needed any other reason for it to be entertaining besides it just being the Madrid Derby, there you go. You've got the fact that it's that both teams are on form at the moment. So it'll be interesting to see. I think Atletico Madrid have been doing very well in the league recently, especially with the likes of João Felix. They have the very underrated Yannick Carrasco. They've got some good players, and I think that Real need to watch out for them. So there's my roundup of the Sunday matches. That Madrid derby is on Saturday. I hope you enjoy the weekend's football. I will be back with you on Sunday for a review of the weekend. And then I will be back with you next week for the preview for the previously mentioned midweek matches. So until then, thank you very much for watching. I hope you're all staying safe and keeping out of trouble. I hope you're all having a wonderful day. And ta-ra for now.